The Stadium of Light greets the new season with a rebuilt North End stand, which raises the ground's capacity to 48,300. But those looking down from there and elsewhere through the mist of the fireworks display have only one new face to familiarise themselves with, and he is Stanislav Varga, the captain of Slovakia. But the faithful members of the side who did so well last season are all on parade, albeit not all as match fit as their manager Peter Reid would wish. Don Hutchison, the most expensive signing to date, although Arca from Argentina could change all that next week, is serving a one-match suspension. Arsenal offer very much the tried and trusted. The back five are in position, and so are the front two. But in midfield, Arsene Wenger's first line-up since the departure of Overmars and Petit is more notable for conservatism than invention. The new boys, Robert Pires from the French World and European Championship team, and Laurent from the African champions Cameroon, are only substitutes, as is Dennis Bergkamp. For how long? We shall see. Steve Dunn of Bristol is the referee on a very grey afternoon, which is not a little chilly, but at least the rain of the morning has subsided for the moment. That's a great first ball from Varga, that needed to be carefully watched by David Seaman. Set off the run for Kilban. A really raking long pass. Certainly cut out the defender, and Seaman had to be careful. Here's Kanu for Arsenal. Possibilities at either end. Promising start to the season. Some disappointment not being able to see the newcomers yet. Perez in particular, I think is fine for that. Extravagant dummy, worked beautifully. This is Ljungberg, whose first touch let him down, gave the goalkeeper a chance, and Varga is everywhere. It's a dream start for him. Lovely dummy initially by Kanu, and Henry feeding Ljungberg, but Ljungberg really had a poor first touch. That was by now Quinn then. Henry. Seen well by Phillips. Raimondi, he was quick.
Quinny! Quinny! Mickey! Mickey! I know you had no none. Let's try keep it.
Goal man of last season, alongside him the 14-goal man of last season. Huge percentage of the Sunderland total. Quinn. It looked like handball by Silvino, but the assistant referee looking in suggested nothing to the referee, who couldn't possibly see. Touch fortunate there. Harney definitely made contact with his left hand. Henry, Para across. Oh, went with his right. To be harsh, he went with his favoured foot. If he'd gone with the other, it would have been a different story, surely. Henry's cross, and Parla played it the way the ball was moving, rather than changing the direction of the ball. Thoughtful Dennis Bergkamp. Vieira. Parla, Vieira. Another long run, and it might go all the way this time. It's a good stop. He might have to make another. He should have had to make another. And Arsenal can't quite believe that they hadn't scored. Really was a fine, determined run by Patrick Vieira. Butler backed away, almost brought him down. Vieira, to his credit, carried on. Needed a good save from Sorensen. And it was Parla who put it over the top. Really did well then, Vieira. Had to improvise a bit because he was losing balance. Goalkeeper made a good save. It broke to Parla, who will kick himself. And he might find his teammates queuing up to assist him in that. Quinn. Phillips. Another man over here. And here's Thirlwell. And here's War. And there was Adams. And this is Quinn. And Silvino and Keown together. They've been all over the place, Arsenal. Corner. Out by Keown. Good ball, Thirlwell. And Varga is up. Well, I'll hazard a suggestion that he'll score a few goals for Sunderland this season. It's just his presence then more than anything else. We're at the end of 45 minutes. And here's Henry! It was Kanu over the top. Busy opening half at the Stadium of Light, and the best opportunities certainly fell to Ray Parla. First, maybe his choice of right rather than left let him down, and the second, the goal was yawning, but he put it over the top. So it's Sunderland 0, Arsenal 0. Sunderland forced to give an early opportunity, and he's getting a fine welcome to Jürgen Macho, who signed on a free transfer from FC Vienna during the close season. Thomas Sorensen has had to receive treatment on a knee injury. So away go Arsenal on the second half in the town where they haven't won since August 1966, after a rather different England summer than was experienced in the year 2000. Kevin Phillips waited to find an opportunity. Hasn't had too many strikes on goal so far. Make it. Phillips. Gray ever prepared to come forward. Quinn the far side of the box. And scores! And a very simple and very effective goal. Good cross, good positioning, but a failure to cut the ball out, it has to be said. And Sunderland have the lead. Really clipped it up beautifully, did Gray. And Quinn for the umpteenth time, but his first of the current campaign. Kanu. Oh, they gave him lots of time to get the ball where he wanted in relation to his body. But he didn't take full advantage of it. Wasn't enough power there to test Macho. Home to Liverpool on Monday, which is never a fixture that they enjoy, at least they haven't in recent years. Oof, but that was an opportunity for Keown. And I don't think the goalkeeper would have made it. Kanu. Silvino now with a real chance. Kanu. Well, I suppose he was the better placed. Kanu. Then the interesting body movement. And that is a good save. And it's completed by the man on the line. Almost a very good introduction by Perez to the Premiership. And that's Bergkamp. Kanu who played it through. And Perez had only one intention here. Bounced a bit away from the goalkeeper. And Varga on the spot. Adams pushing people forward. Control by Vieira. Determination from Kilban. There's been no lack of that on the Sunderland side. And here's Henry, look up to see where the flag was. The goalkeeper did really well. But Henry, of all people, to check whether he was offside rather than just going immediately. And it gave Macho the opportunity to sprint off his line. Look, a little look. And it remains Sunderland 1, Arsenal 0. Macho fist again. And this is Perez. Wasn't going to be given the time. Anxious start for the Arsenal manager. Silvino. Early ball in. But another ball out. Ooh, Holloway got caught. Vieira. Perez. Parla. He will look back on the two opportunities that he couldn't take in the first half. They might remember them too, but they remember more the one that now Quinn scored. Important to win your opening match on your own ground. in the last minute of the 90th. Free kick to Arsenal.
In behind! Get it in behind for them! In behind!
Oh, he just loves the game. Vieira. Great determination, he was pulled back. And he reacted because he was pulled back. And he was pulled back by Darren Williams, who's gone down in a heap, and Patrick Vieira is sent off. Well, it was a reaction to the fact that he was being pulled as he tried to get away. But if you raise your arm, as he should know, a referee is going to take action. I doubt if it was anything like as bad as the Sunderland player made it appear. He is shown a yellow card. No credit to Williams. It's a Sunderland victory, and the two managers will have very different views about the contest. Narquin's goal, decisive, and then in the end, to compound the disappointment for Arsenal, Patrick Vieira sent off after he was pulled back by Darren Williams. That coming in the 90th minute. Arsenal had their chances, but in many respects, Sunderland deserved the victory for their effort. They took their chance. Arsenal didn't take the opportunities which came their way. A bad start for Arsenal. Sunderland with every reason to be happy. When you look back at the chances of the game, Peter, would you concede that they had rather more of them?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, well, you're talking about real quality opposition getting through one-on-ones, but lucky for us, we had two good goalkeepers out there today, because the keeper, Tommy, kept us in it in the first half, and Jaeger's made a couple of second half. When you play against a side with that many quality players, they're bound to get chances, and let's say we go with our luck.
Now, I'm afraid all the headlines are going to go to one incident. Can you tell us what your view is of that, the sending off of Patrick Vieira?
I think it's not deserved, because and I feel sorry for the referee. I believe that maybe it was his first game as well, but he was a little bit naive, because the player who holds Patrick back makes a very clear foul. It's 2 or 3 minutes to go. You know that they just try to gain time. They're 1-0 up. He goes down and stays down first, because he knows that could be punished.
Lashed out, and you know, I feel for him there, and the rules being he has to go. I mean, are they correct? I mean, the referee has sent him off, probably sticking to the rules, which he has to do, so there can't be any blame attributed to the referee. But in all fairness, a yellow card was plenty there. What happened, the red card came out, it was a big commotion, all the people are standing up, and you started a situation there that really didn't warrant it.
I think it's one of the positive things when I arrived in England that existed here. People didn't try to get other people sent off, and now it happens, because when you look at the play of Sunderland, he gets up again and plays a normal game. He's no mark nowhere, and he just got what he wanted, and the referee, that's why I said the referee was very naive.
Morning to you. The Premiership season may only be 3 days old, but officials are once again under the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. There have already been 5 sendings off in just 11 matches, including 3 in last night's game between Arsenal and Liverpool. Referee Graham Poll has come in for some fierce criticism for the way in which he handled the match, which overshadowed Arsenal's 2-0 victory. It was their first win against Liverpool at Highbury for over 6 years, but it was tempered by Patrick Vieira's second red card in just 3 days.
A frenetic opening spell saw Summer signing Basson Laurent open his account on 8 minutes, forcing the ball through the massive defender's legs. The first goal for the Gunners against Liverpool for 3 years. Then the game's first red card of the night. Gary McAllister dismissed 6 minutes before the break. For once, Patrick Vieira was on the receiving end. 1-0 and one man off at half-time. Vieira then found himself with his second red card in almost as many days. The referee adjudged his tackle on German Dieter Hamann to be two-footed. A little harsh, some might say, but it was his second bookable offence of the game. Referee Graham Poll felt he had no choice. A lengthy ban looms for the Frenchman. But the ref wasn't finished as the game began to turn into something of a farce. Liverpool's Haman was next to go for what appeared to be tugging on Robert Pires' shirt. Having earlier been booked for persistent fouling, he was given his marching orders as well. Gerard Houllier couldn't believe his eyes. Thierry Henry made it 2 for the Gunners in the last minute of the game, but the match will be remembered more for the referee's antics rather than the end of Arsenal's 6-year drought against Liverpool. Robin Marks, BBC News.
Well, plenty to talk about after last night. And joining me to discuss it is Steve Curry, football writer for the Sunday Times. Steve, very good morning to you. First of all, your reaction to last night. 3 red cards. It wasn't that sort of game, was it?
It wasn't really, but unfortunately, early in the season, and the FA have been giving out a lot of sound bites about how tough they're going to be on discipline. And one of the areas they've covered in their discussions with the league managers has been the two-footed tackle. And they've said that they're going to outlaw it and be tough on it. And unfortunately, there's 2 guys there, McAllister and Vieira, who've been punished, got the ultimate sanction from Graham Poll. It was tough on them, but if that is the way they're going to be, then players have got to realise that they can't do a two-footed tackle. Now, as it happens, McAllister played the ball.
What about Vieira? I mean, people said last night he played the ball.
Unfortunately, Vieira had just been cautioned for dissent. He is, you know, he has this tendency to lose his temper. This is the 6th time that he's been sent off as an Arsenal player. So the referees can't be wrong all the time. And I find it very difficult to excuse him on this occasion. Although he played the ball, it's quite clear the intent was there. And Patrick has either got to come to terms with his own temperament or else go and play his football elsewhere. I'm afraid it's as brutal as that.
I'll come on to that in a second. This FA and FIFA crackdown on indiscipline, you're right, the players know all about it, but isn't there a case sometimes, Steve, for a little bit of common sense? I'm thinking particularly of the Haman sending off last night.
Well, the Haman sending off, I think, is a different matter altogether. In my view, the second yellow card was not merited, and I think Graham Paul's a fair referee. I think we should say, you know, every referee is entitled to a bad game, and Graham has more good ones than bad ones, and he probably admitted himself last night that was not one of his better matches. Now, the Haman sending off, the second caution, it seemed to me there were 2 players jostling for position there, and I thought that was extremely harsh. And Graham may well, on reflection, withdraw that second yellow card this morning. I don't know, but I know him to be a fair man. He's given up his job to be full-time, to devote his time to refereeing full-time, and he does scrutinise his own performance more than most. Well, they all do, the Premiership referees. So he will look at that. I mean, the good thing about last night, Sue, is that Adam Crozier, the chief executive of the FA, was there. So was Philip Don, the Premier League referees officer, and so was Graham Bean, the FA's compliance officer. So those 3 between them saw firsthand what went on. So they should be in a position to sort things out. But having said they're going to be strict on discipline, I think now they've got to be strict.
Certainly have. Steve, thanks very much for joining us this morning.